I'm Rebecca Jones. It's Tuesday the 25th of March. I'm here in Edinburgh at the Digital Commonwealth Project with Gail. Gail, how do you feel about the 2014 Commonwealth Games?
Well, I feel a little bit disjointed with the Commonwealth Games because I live in Glasgow, and even though you do hear some talk about the Commonwealth Games, but me personally, I don't feel connected, involved, or really any part of the Commonwealth Games. So maybe it's to do with not seeing very much on media, TV, etc. Probably a little bit to do with where I actually live. You don't see much advertisement of the Commonwealth Games, so you don't actually feel, as a person living in Glasgow with a venue only 10 minutes down the road, you don't feel as if the Commonwealth Games is actually happening, you know, what it's about. So I'm starting to actually look myself, but as well I want to see how the community, even though I've got a venue down the road, it's already been there. I'm not next to a venue that's been rebuilt, regeneration to the area. So I'm want to be part of this sort of project to learn more about the communities that have been like completely regenerated, where it has affected their lives. Has it affected them for the good? Or do they feel the same as me, even though they live next to or in a regenerated area? Has it changed for them? Do they think it's going to be a benefit to them in the future? I basically have lots of unanswered questions, maybe which would be answered once the Commonwealth Games are here, once the hype gets up. I'm not too sure. I think that's all I can say at the moment.
You mentioned a feeling of disjointedness, but you're obviously very interested in the subject.
Yeah.
You're here for a start. What do you feel that the organisers and associated organisations could do to reach out to people like you a little bit more?
That's a big question. I'm not too sure, because I don't know, even though I'm interested in it, I do read articles about the Commonwealth Games, but I feel as if it's happening and it's going on with other people. I will say I'm not a sports type person, but the venue along the road, I do go to that venue for like exercise and not really sports. So I'm not a big sporting type person. I don't go to events really ever to do with any sort of sport. So I don't know if maybe that's the reason why I don't feel a connection. But then I do know other people that aren't very sporty, but they have bought tickets and things like that, and they do feel excited. I'm not saying I don't feel excited about it, but I don't know how I would feel to be more connected. I'm not really too sure. And I think that's me personally. I want to see what other people in Glasgow itself, if they feel the same, or I don't really know. I can't actually answer that question because I don't really know. I don't know.
What kind of lasting benefits do you see the Commonwealth Games having for Glasgow and for Scotland more widely?
Well, that's the aspect that has been quite controversial, especially obviously in the East End of Glasgow. Obviously the East End was needing the regeneration for the people that are staying there. I think we'd need to ask them directly because I don't actually live there. But I hope that for the people that live in the East End, that the people that have organised this, the people are saying there is going to be a future legacy for people in the area. I hope what they're saying is true and it is going to be a benefit to people because they, out in the East End particularly, they do need it. It is an area that's been needing this for a long time. Whether it's the Commonwealth Games regeneration is what they've needed or whether it should have been some other sort of regeneration, I think we basically need to wait and see how it's going to be once the games are away. If what they've been saying, all the theory and how this is going to develop once it's been put into practice, if what they're saying does actually, the end game does actually work out for the people that are there.
Great, thanks Gail.